Hello, everyone. My name is Erin Elizabeth Wernberg. Thank you so much for choosing to be with me today. Today, we're talking about, is something wrong with me that I have limiting beliefs to work through, or about myself, or whatever? Of course, the answer is no. And of course, since this video is longer than 10 seconds, I am going to talk through why there's nothing wrong with you. So we have to understand that when we start our healing journey and when we start to rewrite and reprogram some parts about ourselves or some things we've been working through or whatever it is, we identify ways that, we've been limiting ourselves with our subconscious programming or thoughts about how we are, how we could be. All of that didn't just come from nowhere. Okay. Usually our limiting beliefs that we cling to, we believe about ourselves, come from a place of us trying to protect ourselves, believe it or not. We're just trying to stay safe. It's usually what the ego does. That's why it separates ourselves. That's why it judges something as better or worse than something else. But the truth is, we do that because we're trying to protect ourselves. So if you're really judging yourself a lot or being like, oh my God, I can't believe I have this belief, or why do I think that about myself, or I know it's not true, or whatever, just understand, have a little compassion for yourself to know that you had those beliefs to take care of yourself and to try and protect yourself. So for example, if you grew up believing that, you know, um, having too much money is bad. Maybe you grew up where in a home where if someone had a lot of money, they just spent it recklessly, or it was like money was hard to come by, or so a lot of times we see something growing up, or we're exposed to something, or we feel some type of way in our family unit or what we grew up around, and we see something painful happening to someone else or something that's not the best, whether we realize it consciously or subconsciously. And so then what we do is we say, okay, well, I don't want to be like that. I'm going to protect myself, or I don't want this experience again. So I'm going to try and protect myself. So I'm going to make myself small in this type of way and create this limiting belief about myself so that I don't get hurt again. Right. So when people say, like, my romantic partner only wants to control me, if that's what they saw growing up, then again, that's not like, you're not doing it from a place to punish yourself or to, never be in love or never whatever you want for yourself. That's coming from a place of, I don't want to create that experience for myself. And so the only thing that I know is possible around this is this specific example. And so our limiting beliefs, again, there's nothing wrong with you if you have them. And it's just remembering that first thing is just having compassion for yourself, being kind to yourself, remembering that you have these limiting beliefs for a reason and they didn't just come out of nowhere, right? We don't exist in a vacuum. We aren't just born with no circumstances around us. We inherit like generational and family trauma. Maybe if you have a certain past life belief that's coming back into this lifetime, like that might be going on in your community, so there's lots of factors at play here that aren't just you deciding that you don't want abundance for yourself. So that's the first thing, is just remembering that there's nothing wrong with you because we have a limiting belief, because a lot of times, again, we are the result of our environments, of, there's so many things going on energetically that we will never be clear about, no matter how hard we try to connect with that or get clear about that. And so having compassion for yourself and knowing you didn't choose these limiting beliefs because you're bad or stupid or incapable or whatever, but most of them come from wanting to keep you safe in some way, shape, or form, even if it's not true and there's evidence otherwise and blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. It's like, once it's learned and it's programmed in our subconscious, and that's going to operate or help us, that's going to contribute to how we operate in our day-to-day life. And so as you're moving through your limiting beliefs and getting clear about the ways that you don't want to have certain limiting beliefs, or you want to take care of yourself, or whatever's going on for you, it's important for you to, through this compassion, then be, okay, why did I create this limiting belief for myself? So for example, if you have a hard time keeping money, having a healthy relationship with money, maybe it's like, if I have money, money comes at a price, or things are painful, or whatever your story, there's not enough, whatever your story is with that, then it's saying, okay, where have I seen evidence in life that this isn't true? Where have I seen, excuse me, where have I seen something in life that proves to me otherwise? Even if it's just 1 second, one moment of something that shows you that that's not possible. And a lot of times with this, when we're thinking about counterexamples, sometimes we're looking with jealousy or envy. And so we don't even recognize that that's a gift for us to be like, oh no, this is a counter narrative that's possible for us too. So maybe you see someone who has a lot of money and you're trying to work through your money stuff. And you think, oh my God, that person has so much money. They're so much better than me, whatever. But that's actually an example for you to be like, no, you can have that too. This is how you can rewrite your story. This is how you can rewrite your limiting belief if you're not clear about the ways that you can. And so we have to kind of remove our ego, remove our judgment. And, a simple prayer you can say is like, show me evidence of this abundant belief. Show me evidence to help me rewrite this limiting belief I have. So when we look at it that way, we start to understand again that our limiting beliefs, they served us. We can be grateful for them. We can have gratitude as we release them to understand like, this isn't serving me anymore. And it could even be that we're attached to the limiting belief of we think that's who we are as a person. We might even be so attached to it that we think that that is connected to our worth as a person, to our identity as a person. We don't know we don't know who we would be or who we are if that limiting belief wasn't our reality. And so it's important for us to remember that, there's a lot of evidence coming in to support our growth and to affirm us to a more abundant beliefs about ourselves and what's possible for us and all of that. But we need to be conscious enough to not cling into a lot of these fear-based judgment or comparison or whatever, instead of being like, this, I'm being shown that it's possible for this person so that my time is coming next. And then with limiting beliefs, what you want to do is affirmations are always great, of course, but also, again, really making sure that you're being open to that type of support for yourself and knowing that, again, if the old limiting belief comes up, a very way, you don't want to, a way to like make peace with it. You don't just want to be like, oh my God, get away from me. I can't believe I have this thought. But you just want to have more of the thought of, thank you for trying to keep me safe. I hear you, but that isn't our reality anymore. And now we're going to think about this particular thing, for example. So recognizing the ways that if the limiting belief does come up, maybe you're feeling triggered, you don't feel super safe, you don't feel super comfortable. Again, that's totally fine. That's allowed. That's just part of being on earth. But knowing you don't have to buy into that limiting belief anymore. You can say, thank you for your thoughts, and instead choose your affirmation to go over it. So maybe, you have a unexpected bill, say like your car breaks down and you have to pay some money you weren't going to. And then the limiting belief that comes back is, oh my God, I never have enough money. And then you can hear that. And then you can say, thank you so much for your thoughts. Thank you so much. But I know that's not the truth. I know I have more than enough right now and always. And I'm going to go on my way. And so it's like talking yourself through that process and knowing that, again, you didn't think that thought to sabotage yourself. You didn't think that limiting belief because you're stupid or bad, or you just don't get it yet, or why isn't this just solidified for me yet? You thought that thought from years of programming. And so we still have survival brain. So if you're trying to say, okay, well, I was just trying to keep myself safe, then you can focus on that and be like, thank you for your contribution, but I know that that's not my reality. And I'm ready to think about this way instead. Okay, so it's the same process for any limiting beliefs, which is the good news. And anything can be rewritten. Anything can be chosen differently for a reality. And I hope this serves you. If you ever want any more information about me, you can check out the links below. And I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.